make a difference and text CAR to 900 to win a car with Gamcell. Gamcell and Rotary Club of Bruceby brings you a chance to win a brand new SUV Corando. The more you text, the more chances you win. Join Gamcell today for your chance to win a car, fridge freezers, televisions, smartphones, and lots of cash prizes. Draws will be held live on GRTS TV. Proceeds will be used to help the humanitarian activities of the Rotary Club of Bruceby in the Gambia. Every SMS costs $10. Your SMS could save someone's life. Join us and text CAR to 900 today. A brand new SUV Corando awaits you. Rotary, making a difference. Gamcell, Yaya Jammeh.
In today's world, everything imaginable is on the internet, which is amazing. And to find anything, it is easy. But that's not the case for Lami. His standard internet connection is frustratingly slow, unable to focus on important things in life. He can't stream a video or search anything. He is fed up with messages like address is not found, timeout connection, and Internet Explorer cannot find web page. That's when his friend Fatima introduces him to Gamcell. At Gamcell, we provide viable, cost-effective, and sustainable internet solutions to businesses and homes. With our nationwide fiber broadband connectivity through EcoOne Gambia project, you can now say goodbye to slow internet. We provide quality services, blazing speed, and amazing customer services. All these at affordable price. Be like Lami and start using Gamcell broadband internet today. Gamcell, creating a brighter future in communication.
Sophie meew la bu sell te neex baax na ci halal ak mag yépp am na calcium, iron, protein ak vitamine yu bari. Sophie full cream powder milk la am na 20 gram, 200 gram ak 400 gram. Koko ñam dootu ko bàyyi. Sophie, proudly Gambian.
Universal Properties, the dynamic and most trusted agency in real estate and property management.
We are here to make housing affordable, accessible for every Gambian, despite their financial status.
What makes Universal outstanding in the market is our flexible payment plans.
We set standards in sales and letting of quality properties, mortgage, leasing, rentals, property valuation, construction, and many more.
All our sites are fitted with social amenities such as schools, water, electricity, playing ground, and a good road network. In Sukuta Phase 1 and 2, Jambanjeli, Sanyang, Brikama, Lamin Daranka, and Gunjur coming up soon.
Doing business with Universal Properties, it's a very wonderful experience.
Universal Properties, FIB House, Caraba Avenue.
For us, every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon. To make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy. That daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements, merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm in London that can help you with all aspects of your legal work. If you are looking at immigrating to the United Kingdom, Stewart & Co. can help you to set up business, buy houses in the UK, and will deal with all your legal works from start to finish.
For all your general immigration work, we can help you with that as well. If you apply for any form of visa, whether student visas, settlement visas, marriage visas, or a child wanting to come to the United Kingdom to settle with the family, we can help you to achieve your goals.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
Do you want the best in office supplies? Do you want value for money? Then look no further. Vital Trading Limited is here for you. Vital Trading Limited is the best in town when it comes to office supplies and all your printing needs. We brand, rebrand, design and print logos, flyers, caps, pens, 3D signboards, neon signboards, envelopes, and many more. We also have bank coin counters, bank note counters, fire protect safes, just to name a few. At Vital Trading Limited, satisfaction is guaranteed and we deliver on time. Visit our office today on the Bertel Harding Highway opposite the GNPC petrol station. Better still, call us on 4498756, 4498962. Visit our website today, www.vitaltradinglimited.com. Want the best in all your office supplies and printing needs? Then come!
Can't do small or big projects with the same dedication and commitment as we do. With a reputation as the leading printing company in the country, when it comes to major projects and innovative solutions, we always deliver in high quality, thus receiving the trust and confidence of our clients. From the moment your order is placed to when it is delivered, we believe in exceeding expectations from the sales manager to the production team, the account manager, and the person delivering your material. We have state-of-the-art equipment and a highly experienced and competent workforce that enables us to deliver top quality work on time. At reasonable prices, we provide our clients with multiple solutions right from conceptualizing, designing, printing, binding, publishing, and distribution. For all your printing requirements, we are strategically located at the Sankumsila Highway, the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation. We print what you desire.
Tanal ma numba yi may tanal ma ba. Kon yow li ma la jox ci xibaar yëpp doy la. Jëlal ma numba rek gëw ma la. Sëñ bi na nga def. Kii de dama ko jox xibaar gi ma dégg ci yéen. Waaw la toggee. Wax naa ko ne alxames bu nekk ak dimanche bu nekk dañ tànn juróomi nomba ci jackpot bi ko gagné juróomi nomba tegal nañ la xone dan plus 1000. Maanaam 2000 junne ak lu teg. Waaw. Waaye juróomi nomba yi dafa war a méngoo. Su fekkee ne amoo juróomi nomba yu méngoo am nga ñeenti nomba yu méngoo yow dinañ la jox bonus foo. Du noonu la. Bonus foo. Waaw des na de. Altine bu jot talaata àllarba ak àjjuma. ñu génne waat beneen jackpot ne ku gi am ñeenti nomba yu lëkkaloo. ñu tegal $50,000 maanaam juróom fukki junni. Waaw waaye nag gis nga boo amee ñetta yu méngoo. ñu jox la tam bonus 3. waaye nag xàmmee ko gis nga Gambia géem yi bari nañ de. waaye gis nga bii green la. xàmmee ko waaw xàmmee ko bu baax a baax feneen foo taxaw bu fii. di nga perte. Lu ma la wax yëpp dëgg la. waaye xam nga lu ma lay xamal ma wax nga naan waaw dëgg la kay yow mi sa kanam guddi gi xam nga ne góoma la. da ngeen may kompaloo man ngeen di kompaloo nañ dem ca office. xanaa nermelu nga. ma ne nee naa nga lay laa wax. nee naa la ku ko mën la ku koy jéem duñu benn. ak loto game. ak ay bonus sama xéwalam yu bari. fii rek la du feneen.
The Gambia Revenue Authority wishes to inform the general public that income earned from the letting or leasing of property is taxable as per the Income and Value Added Tax Act 2012. In this regard, The general public is hereby informed that payment of rental income tax is an obligation on any person who earns income from letting or leasing properties. All rental income earned from properties in the Gambia is subjected to rental income tax. There are two types of rental income tax. A residential rental income tax charged at the rate of 8% of gross rent received. Commercial rental income charged at the rate of 10% of gross rent received. It is important to note that failure to declare and pay rental income tax is illegal and punishable under the Income and Value Added Tax Act 2012. To pay your rental income tax, rush to the nearest GRA domestic tax office or any of GRA's designated banks. Remember to pay your taxes and on time. GRA, collecting revenue for national development.
Now that I have saved some money to build my dream home, I'm really confused about which estate company to approach. My friend had a bad experience with a particular estate agency after completing his payment and could not even get his title deed. This is serious.
Good afternoon. How are you? Thank you. My name is Oli. I'm from Alieu Investments.
Understood.
Thank you.
You know, I must say you came at a very right time.
Really?
I was thinking about houses.
Great.
What can your company offer me?
Alieu Investments can offer you a lot. We're unique in the market.
Okay.
We own our properties and we ensure that they're developed with modern technologies. They're affordable and they are strategic locations. We don't just sell pieces of land, but we create settlements.
What makes your company different from others?
We're different from all real estate companies in the Gambia because what we have to offer is affordability, safety, and security. We ensure that you get a legal contract from when you pay your deposit, and within 4 weeks of paying your final settlement, we make sure you receive your title deed.
4 weeks?
4 weeks.
That's interesting.
Yes. Now tell me, what real estate service you need?
It's absolutely EJ, investment, and real estate agent.
It's another Thursday and another Kirfatu here. Tonight we are at the IC office to talk to the man behind the elections. Of course, as you know, May 12 is another election. We are voting for mayors and chairmen across the country, and that I think is a great opportunity to talk to Mr. Njie, not just about the election, but of course, Mr. Njie, the guy who stood behind every Gambian when it was really tough to make that famous decision, that decision that brought us the new Gambia. Mr. Njie, welcome to Kirfatu, and thank you for the pleasure of having us.
Thank you very much. You are most welcome here.
Daddy, Mr. Alieu Momar Njie.
Thank you, Mr. Njie. But Fatu, I will say that Mr. Njie didn't stood by us. He did what was right. See, he was a referee.
Mm-hmm.
And as a referee, he was a neutral party. But the will of the people is what he solidified. And on that night, watching TV, I saw him coming to the studios in his office on a 3-piece waramba. And in the middle of the night, I saw him just with a fork on. But guess what? That wasn't the face. It was the staunch, stone cold face he came with after a long pause. Meaning that someone has attempted to influence him, but the gentleman in him, the conscience in him, forced him to stand by what he believed and what was right. And that's the verdict of the people. So basically, people power was done by us, the electorate. But he made sure that the will of the people prevailed. And for that, I think Gambia owed him a debt of gratitude for being a referee that wasn't scared to say that I will do my job without ill will, fear or favor or affection. And for that, I say a thank you on behalf of all well-meaning Gambians. And I do hope that this government will not wait to celebrate you and many others like you posthumously, but will give you a fitting thank you for what you have done for country and what you have done for your conscience and the example you have left as an exemplary public citizen who made sure that the interests of the greater good prevailed. And for that, Jerejef Mr. Njie.
Thank you
very much. Thank you very much. Actually, President Barrow always says he's the man of the year.
Wow.
And I also know you are the man of the century.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I did what I swore to do.
Mhm.
And that night, of course, under pressure, under influence, I just stood my ground. I stood my ground, and with a great risk, of course. Anything could have happened to me that night. Up to the point where I had to really call my other son to bring the black car. So that
Mr. Njie, take us through what happened when you knew about the results, when of course you guys knew the results before all of us. Take us through what happened, how, you know.
Well, because of our system, I'm the last to know.
Yeah.
Because it's counting on the spot.
Mhm.
And each agent for any party or candidate, as soon as voting ends,
yeah,
and counting is done,
Mhm.
you phone your office and tell them the result. And then they collate it.
Yeah.
Before the results come to me, they would then move all those polling centers
Mhm.
to a particular collation center where the results of the constituency are tabulated.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the regional office.
Mhm.
And from there, it's sent by fax to us here.
Yeah.
Then it goes down to the database where they'll do the competition again before I announce.
Yeah.
But well before then, they would have known the result.
results. Yeah.
And I was being influenced to change the result. Did everything possible. Threats, inducement, I knew what I knew. So I had to stay my ground. And thank Allah, with Allah's fortitude, Allah's blessing, and I was strong enough really to resist changing the result. I could have done it. I could have done it, with or without the cooperation of the staff down. I could have done it. Because the law says, if you have any complaint against what I announce, you have to go to the Supreme Court.
Mhm.
And at that time, for 20 months, there was only one judge.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court must consist of 7 members,
Mhm.
and 5 will be a panel. And I was being asked to just do that. Because even then, if I had done it, and they were being forced to constitute a Supreme Court by getting judges to come over, the judges will definitely say what he wants them to say. But I stood my ground.
Did the former president himself call you to say?
No.
Okay.
He never spoke to me directly. No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
he never spoke to me.
Okay.
But people who are here, people I don't know, but I know they were asked by them to come and influence me, to induce me, or to threaten me. I stood my ground. And wherever I go in this world, they say thank you, thank you, thank you. Because myself, I was a victim. And you see, what God decides, man cannot really put aside.
Mhm.
I was the mayor of KMC.
Yeah.
And I was arrested as a mayor,
Mhm.
being taken in my own court, the same place, every day. But I thank Allah, when I went the first day, the principal witness of the government was asked. He said he knew nothing about it. Because the charge was that I had misappropriated $2 million from the government fund. But when the judge asked me, do you know what you are charged with? I said no. When they read the charge, I looked at the prosecutor and said, this is what I was asked to charge you with. Point blank. This is what I was asked to charge you with. The following day, the others came, August was from, and he said, you can never take what never existed. And Merced Firdaus, the Minister of Justice then, wrote in black and white to the judge, stop this case immediately.
Wow.
And then, when that was done, the president wrote to me to say, you are being fired as a mayor and also as Chief Scout Commissioner. I said, okay. I continued my business 4 years after that, one day I was in the mosque. I'm the president of Libya Mosque. I've been leading these mosques from Tirakunda Central Mosque to Libya for 40 years. I sat down, Mustafa Kerul came after Friday prayers. His only came and said, come and answer my boss. I looked at him, he was sitting down there, he came. The first thing he said was, please don't let me down. I knew you, because I knew him from when we were kids. He said, don't let me down. I risk myself. Here is your letter. You have to come back to the IEC. I said, what? He said, yes. Not knowing then, when there was a vacancy because one of your members passed away, he went to the president without me knowing and said to him, sir, I know you have earmarked somebody to replace the deceased, but I am telling you, I want nobody except Mr. Njie. You know, you don't tell that to President Jammeh. He was taken aback. He said, what? He said, it's Mr. Njie I want. It's either Mr. Njie or nobody else. The president looked at the other members who were sitting there and said, oh, look.
Yeah.
Look at hear what you're saying. They said yes. He was so surprised. He said, well, okay, do what you want. That's why when he came and gave me the letter, I said, okay, I will not reply, but let me talk to my family. That's when I went and called my children, my wife, and said, well, this is it. I said, well, don't let him down, because his truth is that, and risk his life or his job to tell the president what he feels. That's how I came to take the job.
Wow.
After 4 years being sacked as a mayor and chief commissioner.
Wow. You know, you started something about that night when you had to call your son. Can you tell us why would you want your son to come and get you and with the black car?
Because I knew that my phone was being tapped.
Okay.
And when I went downstairs, I announced for everyone to hear that the president wants me to increase the number of votes it's got by 25,000 votes. So that whoever was there transmitting the message of what I was saying, it will get to them.
You told that to your staff?
Oh yes,
okay.
My staff. Loudly.
Okay.
Because I don't know who was saying what, who was transmitting what. I didn't know at the time. And I can't trust anybody. So I used another phone to call Omar, my older son, and I asked him to go and park somewhere where I could disappear to. Because constitutionally, if I don't announce it, nobody should announce it.
Yeah.
So this is what I knew, and I don't think they knew that, because if they had injected me, if they let me when I die, maybe they'll cause somebody else to continue with the results. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what I did. But then I believe that I was going to change it. And there was this impasse. On 2 occasions, you know, we were all down. I used to go down when I get results. From here, I go down to announce it.
Yeah.
I was asked by Lavin Manga to stop the announcement because the president was coming live on TV to accept defeat.
Yeah.
I came up again, sat down for a long while. I insisted going down again. When I went, of course, without the television on, you cannot get the results out. I came back again, but the third time I said, no, I have to continue. That was when I continued. There was that impasse, very, very long impasse. But by then, the results were piling up. Because when the coalition are done with the regular offices and they send the facts here, then it goes down to be tabulated. And you see, because of this tabulation and this pressure, that was why there was this glitch in the system. You touch the wrong button, it messes up.
Yeah.
That's what happened the last time.
Yeah.
And at that time, I could not go down and check everything that was 100% correct. Because I trust the people down there to do their work, and they were doing it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know, because of the pressure they were also on,
Yeah.
that mistake happened. So that was it. That night, really, it was my neck on the block.
Wow.
I would just like I have to just buttress on what you have said and everyone else.
Mm.
I mean, it was a night that we were all tense. We all were sitting in our homes and thinking what's going on and what's happening. And then again, as you said, you held on to what you believed in and you did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
So having a referee in a game, and as Nyang has rightly said, blowing the right whistle at the right time, I mean, definitely you deserve a tap at the back. And so like for us, like especially the young people, I mean, like for me particularly, I've always said, I'm thinking Mr. Njie is an APRC militant. Is he really going to, like announce if, let's say, President Jammeh loses the election? I've said that on so many occasions, and I guess a lot of people have said that.
Another 5 years of President Jammeh would have been a different Gambia altogether. Because no dictator has ever been removed from power through the ballot box. So he had no inkling that he will lose. That's for sure. You see, on nomination day, well, when we nominated Mama Kande, he came and said good things about me. That I'm straightforward, I'm honest. He knows me. President Adama Barrow said the same thing, that I know him, he is honest, he is straightforward. But when it was President Jammeh's turn, he came and took over the process. Came and said prayers.
He changed the whole process. Yeah.
And, when I was saying that there was this issue of people coming from Casamas to vote,
Yeah.
he said, you see, you are not much older than me, that's why you are having gray hairs. Don't think about those things. Yeah, he said that. And it was the wife actually who was calming him down.
Wow.
Yes, in front of everybody. It was the wife who was trying to calm him down. But again, professionally we are bound to escort the head of state to vote. And I went to the
Yeah.
And he was being asked by a journalist from abroad, what are his chances of winning? He replied that if I will not win, I will not stand for election. That was it. If I am not going to win, I will not stand for election. So, really, but you don't blame him, because nobody thought a dictator will be removed through the ballot box. And he was convinced that he will win. But because the system of what we have in place, counting on the spot, and even before counting is done, people will agree that so many people have voted with the party agents and the other candidate agents. They will know exactly how many people have voted. And when the ballot drops are brought forward, emptied, counted, it's correct, they are correct. Then everybody will phone your office and say, this is what we have here in this. You may lose in one polling station, but you will win the other polling station.
Yeah.
And when it comes to presidential election, the whole country is one constituency.
Yeah.
So you may win here or lose there. Like for instance, when you look at Fonyi, he won all the seats.
Yeah.
But you go to all areas, he lost a lot. So these are things that we collate. Quite different from the National Assembly, because that's constituency wise. And now the one we are going to face this weekend, we did it, we separated them. Because normally we used to have elect the councillors in one election, and then they themselves, amongst themselves, select who the chairperson is. But the law was changed so late that we could not combine the two together. That's why we separated them. And of course, after this one now, we'll be going to paper ballot, where we can have 2, 3, or 4 elections together. And people are skeptical about this paper ballot.
Yeah, I was going to come to that.
And I'm saying it's even more transparent than the bubble.
Because
Yes, because you see, I cannot understand how it can take days before they announce these results in other parts of Africa.
Yeah, we just had election. They had election in Sierra Leone, and we had people saying, you know, people you should emulate Gambia, where results are announced quickly because of the
practically.
Yeah,
it's not feasible. A ballot drum costs almost $1,000 to produce, to manufacture, and you still have to paint it with the color of the candidate. That's why when we had so many independent candidates, we had to use different colors.
Okay.
And I'm telling you why it's more transparent. Just like the ballot drums, before voting starts, this polling station has 700 voters listed for that particular station.
Yeah.
You count 700 ballot papers. Each ballot paper, you will see the name of the candidate, the photo, the symbol, and where should thumbprint or tick.
Yep.
No matter how dull, how low the education of that person is, you should be able to recognize one of those three things: the photo, the color, or the name.
Mr. Chairman, okay, you want to come in? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Dede.
With all due respect, the Americans will say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes.
Number one.
Yes.
Number two, if the people of the Gambia want to go out and vote, how much it costs should not be an issue.
It's an issue.
No, it should not. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's a priority and a right that should be protected at all costs.
Yes.
Number three, we have seen what stuffed ballots as it relates to paper has done in Africa.
Yeah.
Therefore, our marble system should not only stay, but should be promoted and emulated by other African countries. Yes, it has its shortcomings as it relates to manpower.
Yeah.
But as much as it has its shortcomings,
logistics,
it does three things.
Yes.
When someone gets in a voting poll to vote, polling booth, even people outside here that person has voted.
Yes. Yeah.
That is good. So therefore, the votes that we have to annul are very minimal. If there will be.
Yeah.
So that is something we have to protect, because we are entrenching democracy by not having annulled votes. That's one. Secondly, we know for a fact that in Africa, paper balloting doesn't work. And why? Sierra Leone, now a lot of people who lined in the hot sun casted their ballots were annulled because a certain area that should not have more than, let's say, 6,000 votes were stuffed with 23,000.
Yeah.
So the people who did the right thing were punished because of the people who did the wrong thing. Therefore, I think we should stick to what we have. Yeah. The citizenry are happy with it. And as a referee, you are blowing the whistle for us. And I am talking not on my behalf, but the chatter I'm getting from the streets, that we, the people of the Gambia, are not only happy with our marble, but we want to forever stay with our marble irrespective of technology and where technology is taking us.
Yeah.
Can you imagine now, if we have to have 2 elections in one go, like that of councillor, mayorship, and chairperson? You have 10 candidates, because KMC had 10, Banjul 9. Now KMC had 9, like Banjul. You have 9 ballot drums in one polling booth. You have another 9 there. We have 1,042 polling stations, and we're doing demarcation at them will increase. Can you imagine over 20,000 ballot drums to transport them countrywide in one day? And where you will fit them. But what I'm telling you is also diaspora. I was in Dakar 2 weeks ago. They invited me because, you know, Senegal have 15 members of parliament representing diaspora. So they invited me especially to see and to hear what they have to say. Now, do you expect the Gambians who are out? It was in the constitution that they have to vote, but because 90% of them will not vote for the president, the former president, we never implemented it. But now we are going to do it.
You're going to do it. Okay.
But can you imagine us taking ballot drums in Europe or in America for them to vote? I was in Liberia, where 5 elections were conducted in one day. 5. You see, they don't want to make it transparent. They can do it. I'm saying this polling station has 700 voters in the list. You count 700 ballot drums, paper ballots.
Yeah.
You come and vote, they give you one. You start, you say small curtain here, and you stand there, tick or thumbprint. Come and drop it in the box in front of everybody. At the end, we'll agree that 500 were voted. You count the balance of the papers, ballot papers is 200. And when they empty the box, you count the number of people voted, it's 500. Then you see, you separate now. Candidate A, candidate B, candidate so forth. It's that simple. They don't want to make it work. They don't want to make it work, period.
But do you think, Mr. Chairman, that in our own society, the number of people that are educated, that understands, that reads and understand, you know, it's not
that we are behind Sierra Leone, Liberia.
I think literacy-wise,
no, we are not.
I think so, because you know, a lot of the older people, they cannot read or write, and they might not even know some of these candidates. Because I've seen some people, like my grandmother will say, I don't know who the candidate is, but I'll vote for the person of my color.
Yes.
So how would the person, if they don't know the candidate?
When you don't know, the IEC, you have the choice to bring your own person who will vote, who will assist to vote. If you don't have that, IEC will supply you somebody to vote. Those are the informants, the divine and then the infirms.
That's going to bring a lot of interference. I think we have a problem, quite right, but we have priorities amongst priorities. Today, whether the IEC and the government like it or not, they are disenfranchising Gambians. How? We should have a continuous, perpetual voter registration.
We all
because every day someone is turning 18.
Yes.
So we should not wait for a cycle. We should not disenfranchise people who have been given a constitutional right to vote. So if we have resources, if we have energy, I think we should focus it on 2 things. Making sure that more Gambians who are eligible to be on the roll are on the roll. More Gambians who want to change from one constituent to another can do that if possible. Thirdly, we should also make sure that our voter roll is cleaned and tidied up, because over 30% of our voter roll should not be on our voter roll by virtue of their age or nationality. And this can be attested because our birth certificate is as good as buying cement paper from the lady selling peanuts.
Yeah.
That's the value of our birth certificate today. Therefore, the IEC and the government should stop attestations. And we should go back and have a fresh voter registration where everybody's identity will be scrutinized.
Correct.
Because a country of 2 million, where we're talking about that we have a youth population, people under the age of 14 being the bulk of our population, and we look at our voter roll, something is fundamentally wrong with us.
It's part of the programs we have in place.
Okay.
And it's for the legislature to change the rules, the laws. Okay. But as far as we're concerned, we would like to have a step whereby people will be advertised. Once you are 18, you have the right to have a voter's card. But for us to give you a voter's card, we advertise, we announce where we'll be at a particular area.
Yeah.
And we ask the candidates or the parties to bring in their own agents. You sit down there, somebody comes with a birth certificate, ID card or passport, that person is allowed to vote. Before it was even the alcalde who decided attestation, but now they are saying it's just the chief. Whatever agreement they have, we are open to that. Because, as I said, one of the queries was the people coming from abroad to vote. Because once you are there with a voter's card, with an ID card or passport, you are entitled to give a voter's card.
Yeah.
And those how they are getting those voter's cards is an issue. That's why one of the complaints that I received, even I was asked to go to the political bureau when it was bond.
Yeah.
That I should go and see what happened. But people are saying, we are saying that because they burned it because of the voters card that were there. And this was what the reform program was announced when I mentioned that. And those things are now over.
Yeah.
And we are revising the laws, the Elections Act, and also we are asking the local government to also scrutinize the Local Government Act, so that it will be transparent. We don't want to destroy anybody who is 18.
Yeah.
So, but also one of the issues is, you are a teacher. You are here, you are registered here. But now you've been moved to Bansang. It's election time, you cannot vote there.
Yeah.
Except in the present election where those on duty are giving the right to vote where they are.
Yeah.
Because it's one constituency. But all these these are things that we need to address, and we are addressing them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go back to the paper voting.
Yeah.
In terms of counting that, because it's like it would be one paper, I would just need a bit more explanation
Yes.
on that. It would be one paper with the different pictures and cards.
Yes.
Would counting that not be tedious?
No,
Because
no,
you
no,
have
no.
a paper and then you need to look at all those 700 that you gave the example
Yes.
and see who voted for that person, and then
Yes,
so
but
I think
no, it's happening everywhere, all over the world. We are the only one using this old system because of the illiteracy at the time. When we satisfy ourselves that these are the number of people who have voted, you open the box, you count the number, it tallies. Then you say, to show the agents who are there, look at this, is for X, you put it there. It's for Y, you put it for Y. Simple.
But we are reusing our marbles. It's cheaper for us.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's expensive.
Well, it's expensive, but the expensiveness of it is we have assurance. The assurance is the margin of error is limited to a minimal amount relative to me wanting to vote for X and I ended up ticking Y. Or I have a null paper ballot. So this is something that we, the Gambians, we have a tradition. This is a tradition we want to keep. And once it comes to the public, we will make sure we tell the government that we, the people of the Gambia.
Look at the vehicles out there. Last year we took for 240 coordinate vehicles. We had 60. We had to hire hundreds of vehicles all over the world, all over the country. And to transport this, you see, the ballot drum, you have the drum, you have the sieve, you have the counting trays, you have the marbles.
Understand.
Whereas with the paper ballot, you have one paper, period. Just one paper, period.
I think this is.
We are not the most clever country in the world, but we are the dullest. And the diaspora will take the ballot downside for them to vote. Can you do that?
those people can do the paper voting, but the people here, I think we should definitely.
I witnessed an incident in Liberia. Somebody hated the candidate, and he put X across that candidate name and came on. I put X across his name. They say you voted for him.
So, but then, Mr. Chairman, that brings me to my next question. Bringing the paper balloting will need a lot of civic education.
We'll do that.
And your IEC is already being criticized for not being able to sensitize people enough, for not being able to energize people enough to come out and vote. Look at the low voter turnout, what is happening across the country.
No, but
how are you going to, how prepared is your
it's
team?
It's going to be a continuous voter sensitization program. Continuous, not just elections. It has to be an ongoing thing. That's how, here again is where the UNDP came and helped us at the time. But now we are planning a budget that will take care of all these issues so that we will be on every day all over the country. Just like what happened this time. You can see GRTS, the wonderful work they did. And also this Gambia killing, the work they did. So it will be a continuous process. But normally, the president is going to have more voter turnout than National Assembly because they are saying the councillors don't have money. And but now I'm sure this one will attract some more votes because there are so many candidates, and each candidate is going around. Even today, I've been asked by some people whether we can still change the voters card that they've lost because they get replaced. But that's too late now. It ended on Sunday. But there's interest now because of the freedom the people enjoy everybody would like to see the person of their choice to be in power, so they will come out and vote. This will attract more votes than the people.
And how prepared is your team for Saturday's elections? And
well prepared. So they are all out. Actually, in the office, you know, we work every day. Saturday, Sunday, holiday. We don't have that, and we work up to 6, 7.
Yeah.
Now on Thursday is Wednesday is development day. You see the vehicles we are now having, and all the officers are out. And come Thursday, you take 10,000 people out there across the country.
10,000.
Over 10,000, including the security, but not the army. The army are always on standby. But the police, fire service, immigration, customs, you name it, they are always out to help us. Because these 1,042 polling stations, each polling station you will have at least 2 officers there, security officers. And that's why I'm asking everybody. They've seen on TV every day how candidates will sit down there and express what they want to do when they are elected.
Yeah.
In peace and tranquility. So also their followers must never ever use any foul language against each other. Our mantra is we ensure that it is done fairly, transparently, correctly, open to everybody to come and see and witness from beginning to end, so that when you lose, you know they've not voted for you. When you win, you know you are the choice of the people. So I urge everybody just to do it peacefully, because we should not destroy now what we are now enjoying. The Gambia now is a beacon. We've seen here IEC commissions from abroad coming to ask us, coming to study our method. And what I tell them is just do it fairly, transparently, credibly, so that you will know when you lose, nobody cheated you. But this talking about they do it deliberately. But when you count on this board, you cannot stop it. Everybody is there from beginning to end. You cannot change it. You cannot rig it. But it's deliberate. That's simple. It's deliberate.
How free is our elections, Mr. Chairman? How free?
100% free. Nobody will cast and nobody will know who you voted for. Exactly. Nobody will ever know that. I know now that people are going around.
I remember those days when I used to, back in the day, when people will tell, hey, if you vote, the president will know that you voted against.
Yeah, but that was,
did you guys ever have coverage?
No, that was a threat, because what he was using, the governors appoints them and say, make sure that I have all the votes there. The governor will then call the chiefs. This will call the alcalos. I know personally of a chief who went round and said, look, you know you don't like him or you don't like the candidate, but look at me. It's my life on the line. Please vote for the candidate of the APRC. That's how we are getting votes. But that's over now, because I went around the country with my team and I told these chiefs, everybody is free to come and campaign, and don't show yourself, ally yourself to any party. You are the chief of everybody here, and all of us cannot even be under one God. There's one God, but not everybody worships God. So be neutral, and this is what they are now enjoying.
Mr. Chairman, you mentioned here the diasporans being able to vote. Can you confirm to us that come next election, the diaspora
yes, it's in the law. It's in the law, because 90% of them will not vote.
No, but it never happened.
No, but that's why I was in Dakar 2 weeks ago. And they had 15 members of parliament, that was the diaspora. And I was given the honor, the closing day when we went to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I was co-chair of the Congress. And I met the minister and he said so much about the Gambia and our relationship with Senegal. And now it's something that we have to introduce here. It's a question now whether they will be voting by candidates, or they'll be nominated for instance, or what process is something that we'll have to discuss and see how best we can involve them. But to vote, they have to vote. But again, it needs a study. We have to go around. I have several leads here. We have to go around. You know, you have the Scandinavians, Europe, France, Italy, UK, Germany, Africa. We have to go around and see and urge them to register with the embassies there or the consulate, so that we will know that, of course, they will be reluctant because you don't have legal status there to stay. You may hesitate to register. Yeah. And these are issues we'll have the trust and make sure that they register. But it's in the constitution that they have to vote.
It just takes, I don't know how the IEC will be able to, it's a lot of logistics and it's a lot of resources as well. Is the, do you think with all these logistics requirements and financing, the IEC will be able to do that in the next 4 years if we have to go to?
Oh yes, I mean, like the UNDP and these donor agencies, we approach them.
Okay.
You have to approach them, and also the government will also have to chip in. But we'll approach them to see how they can help us.
Okay.
And the diasporans themselves who are there will also have to tap the resources there and see how best.
Yeah, definitely, if they want to vote, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I think that it seems like this conversation is really interesting. It's election on Saturday, and all Gambians are gearing up to vote. You know, the communications, how is the IEC communicating to the people? The voter turnout has been a big concern to so many Gambians. It's been really, really low. Even though, in fact, the local government election, we had a lot of hype. We had over 400 candidates, and everyone was telling their people to come out. But when it came to actually voting, the turnout was really low. Some people...
34%.
34%.
34%. We have to adjust the figures first. You have to understand one thing.
Yeah.
The voter roll as is has a lot of people who are dead, traveled, or are afraid to come to Gambia and vote because the security they used to have, they no longer can't have it. Therefore, the base that we're using as our total voter base is faulty.
It's faulty, okay.
Because we haven't erased the dead people. We have seen the incidence of migration in Gambia, and that's not factored in. So if we have
and the transfers.
Yes, if we have 34 based on that old base,
meaning
if you adjust it, it means maybe 51, 52.
Yeah.
If you take people who people who travel and people who
and of course the ghost voters.
They're exactly. So I think this is my take. IEC has a list of priorities, but the most important priority
is the voter register.
Is the voter registration and the voter roll. After that, I think Gambia has a problem of voter education.
Yes.
Politics of personality is what thrives in Gambia, not politics of issues. So issue-oriented politics is what Gambians want, but since we are not aware and conversant of issue-oriented politics, the education must be driven towards issues: taxation, infrastructure, education, healthcare. That's what will benefit the average Gambian, not affinity, who I know or who I relate to. But that's the role of the IEC and the civic organization.
Be rest assured, before the next election, we will have a complete new voter registration. And we'll also make sure that every year or so, we have supplementary voter registration. So that those who are turned 18 and those who have transferred from one area to the other will be taken care of. Because we have a database now where we can do these things easily. And in the regional offices, we also have a system where people can go and register and be given a voter's card. That we will do, inshallah. We will lack anything. As far as we are concerned, the IEC, we just make sure that we do what is right for the people. Once we are here for the people, and we are here to ensure that people vote. And to vote, you have to have the voter's card. And whatever we can do to make sure that you have a voter's card, be rest assured we'll do that.
Finally, Oli, fan nga tijji programme bi.
Kontaan nañ trop. As you said, all these things that you said the IEC have in plan, I mean, it's something that the Gambian populace would definitely welcome, because every day somebody turns 18 and these people, it's their constitutional right that they have to vote. And also, just going back to the elections that are just coming on Saturday, I believe that we would have a good turnout because the caliber of candidates we have, it's very good.
Yeah.
And the way they're aggressively campaigning, for the first time you see they're doing videos, their families are coming out to make videos, you have people endorsing them, you have people acknowledging and talking about them. So I definitely believe that the voter turnout this time around, especially in the mayoral elections, would definitely be great. And just before I end, I would like to talk about demarcating certain areas. I'm sure that's something part of what.
Yeah, it's part of our system. Yes, we plan for that. We plan for that.
Because some of the constituencies, how you have a lot of people, in one area, and then a lot of little people in another area.
Yeah, demarcation, definitely.
The demarcation is something that should be on top of the list as well. But all in all, we're just urging people to come out on Saturday and vote, and people should just, for this time around, let's vote for the person we think that has Gambia at heart, the person that we think has the constituency or the municipality that we're voting for at heart, and let's not vote for on tribal lines, gender, or friends and family. That's my take.
Thank you very much.
Daddy.
I think first and foremost, outside of the voter registration, is redistricting. There's been a lot of gerrymandering in our districts. You look at Fonyi, because we're talking about proportional representation. Proportional representation takes head count into matter, not square meters.
Yeah.
Therefore, there are certain constituencies that are not fit to be
have
standalone constituencies.
Correct.
Therefore, we do hope that IEC is cognizant of this.
Yes.
So the next electoral cycle, we will redistrict the country.
Correct.
The gerrymandering that we saw that Yaya Jammeh and his henchmen brought about to create political hegemony in the country is diffused. The role of the IEC, just like FIFA will say, fair play. We want fair play, we want transparency, and we want the trust we have bestowed on you to remain solid, concrete, and golden.
Thank you.
Because without that, if I have two minds about the IEC, I will not have faith in the system. If I don't have faith in the system, I will not participate. So in order for the numbers to go up, the faith in the IEC must remain steadfast. So whatever you've been doing, it's working. But please, I am talking not on my behalf, but the chatter I hear from the street. We are pleased with our marble. It has its inherent problems, but we want to live with it. Like you said, it's tradition to follow the president. It's tradition for us to stay with our
marbles. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. What's going to be your last message?
I urge everybody to come out and vote peacefully and follow the rules and regulations governing voting. You leave your house, come and vote, go and stay indoors and wait for the results. Where you have so many contestants, only one will win. And the one who wins will win fairly, transparently. So don't blame anybody, but just come out and vote. Go home peacefully and congratulate the candidate who won is Allah's decision. We can always guarantee that it will be done freely, fairly, transparently in the best of everybody. So when you lose, you know the vote is for you. When you win, you know you are the choice of the people. Period. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you. Those,
and let me just also thank my staff.
Yes.
Commission members, directors, and also those who are involved in making sure that the elections goes the way it should go. The security, everybody involved, everybody, over 10,000 people. I say a big thank you to all of them. God bless.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for this great interview, even though we just called you this afternoon and you said, please come by. Thank you so much, and we want to wish every Gambian a peaceful election.